Today's video is basically a June channel update. I want to do a little bit of housekeeping, make a few announcements, and then kind of tie it all together with kind of this through line of the importance of doing your own thing. Swimming against the current, if that's what it means to do your own thing, you just got to follow your heart. Let's get into it. If you don't know me, I'm Spencer, and I like to talk about simple living, frugality, and ways to cut down on your technology usage, sometimes by using other technologies. So, yeah, some new announcements for the channel and just an update in June. How's everybody doing? If this is your first time coming to the channel, welcome. And if it's not your first time, then welcome back. Some big things have happened in the channel in the last few months. This last week, we just crossed over to 20,000 subscribers. 20,000 people have joined in to see what's happening over here at the channel. And I'm so excited about that. I just want to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed. Thank you to you, especially if you've come into the comments and you've weighed in and given your feedback. I really appreciate that. When I started this channel, I just basically wanted to share what I was doing. I've always treated it kind of like a video diary. It's Spencer's Adventures. It's the things that I'm doing. And, I never could have imagined it would have grown to the level that it already has. And I just kind of thought that if I just kept doing it consistently, eventually people would watch. Like there would be some eyes on the stuff I was making. But yeah, it's honestly surprised me so much, and I'm flattered and I'm so grateful that you guys have decided to subscribe and see what's happening over here. Thank you once again. Even from the outset, I wanted to hear from the people who watch. I wanted to kind of build a community, a network of people who were like-minded, who could share ideas, kind of put our heads together and more creatively solve problems and coming up with creative solutions so we can all live our lives better. That's the really awesome thing about being part of a community and not just being an island, right? It's like you're able to work together and you're able to find better solutions together. So a huge part for being on YouTube for me is engaging with everyone in the comments section. I'm able to put out my videos, kind of say what I think about certain topics, and then so many people weigh in and share their own experiences, and we're able to go back and forth and actually, learn something from one another. And I think that is one of the most valuable things about the internet. I've always been weird. I was a weird kid growing up. I was not one of the cool kids per se. I always had weird interests and was into my own thing, and that's never really changed. It can feel kind of isolating though, right? You're not always, when you're not into the same things as everybody else, you feel weird. You feel kind of isolated and alone. But the great thing about the internet is that all of us weird people are able to find one another, and we're able to share each other's ideas, and we're able to use each other's experiences in order to learn and to go deeper on our own paths toward whatever's fulfilling to us. So it's awesome that at this point, 20,000 people have joined in because we all kind of have similar interests to some degree. We're able to share experiences with one another and learn from each other. So quite a bit earlier on in me posting on this channel, one of my subscribers at the time, I'll put him up here, his name's Silver. He messaged me and he had left a comment originally saying, it would be so cool if you had a Discord where people could, who were like-minded, come together and share ideas with one another, crowdsource information. And I thought that was a great idea. I put it on my list of things to do, and then it just kind of got backburnered over time. He was persistent though, and he kept reminding me like, hey, like, are you still wanting to do the Discord? And I was like, yeah, I do actually want to do it, but I just kept backburnering it again, got busy with other things, and it never ended up happening. But he was so persistent. Eventually, he reached out to me over email and he said, man, I will make the Discord with you so you can just have this thing going. I want to see this thing come to fruition, and I'm willing to put in the work to see this community come together. And I was like, yeah, man, let's do it. So for the last little while, he's been working to make this Discord and set it up for me. And I've been giving my feedback here and there, but it's been largely him taking the reins on this. And I really appreciate that again. So Silver, thank you so much for doing that. And now today I can finally announce that the Discord is ready and you are now able to join and get into the conversation there. If you enjoy what I post on this channel, these topics, and you want to take that conversation and go a little bit deeper, then please come over to the Discord and join. I'd love to have you in that conversation over on Discord. I'm really excited about this, and I appreciate somebody from the community stepping up and doing that work to help see this come to fruition. It was really something that I wanted to do, but I guess partially because I didn't have any experience with setting up a Discord server, I just didn't really get around to doing it. And as much as I like to work on my own and kind of do things, keep it small, it's really nice to have people who are specializing in certain things, lending their specific skill sets to help benefit things like this. So thank you once again to Silver. In other news, a couple weeks ago, I was interviewed on Radio New Zealand. I did a talk that was put up on their night's show, and it was about dumb phones and my process switching to a dumb phone. I was obviously pretty surprised and also excited to speak with them. So I set it up, and it was a night talk, and our time zones are very different. So the host contacted me over Zoom, and we did like a back and forth, like voice to voice. We actually spoke to one another and recorded the interview, and then they played it a few hours later when the show went on air. I thought that it was going to be like a 3 to 5 minute clip, like they interview me for like 20 minutes and then they cut it down to like 3 to 5, but they actually took our entire 17-minute interview and posted that on its own. So it's been played on Radio New Zealand. I'm not sure if they're going to continue to syndicate it, but it is available to listen to online as well. I've linked that in the description as well if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about my process switching to a dumb phone. Another thing I wanted to talk about, which is I guess kind of related to the community aspect of all of this, it's just kind of a funny story from last week. I was out walking around looking for bicycle tools. I was looking for a tool to fix my bike. And I was just out for a big walk downtown that day. It was a beautiful day and I was walking around. And I was downtown and walking, and somebody came up to me and said, "Spencer?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they said, "I watch you on YouTube." And I was like, "What? That's crazy." And it was really awesome. Yeah, the guy's name was Ray, super nice guy, visiting from the other side of the country. And he just happened to be walking around and ran into me. So, yeah, that was surreal. For something that is pretty much exclusively online, like me posting here and talking with you guys in the comments section, to actually take that into the real world and meet somebody who watches the channel was bizarre, but also really cool. So, it was awesome. I didn't have anything to do that day, and he was also just kind of visiting around the city. So I said to him, like, "What are you doing right now? Like, I got some time if you want to hang out." And we like hung out for a while. We went for a pretty big walk around the downtown core. We got coffee and just walked around, and it was awesome. I would love to do kind of like a subscriber meetup at some point, because I would love to just meet you guys and also just have just a hangout, because we all are interested in similar things. You know, we have similar values, and I think it will be fun to actually get to know each other in the real world if we are kind of local. So if you ever see me walking around, please come and talk to me. If I'm out walking around, I most likely am not doing anything that day and have some time. So please come up and say hello, and I will more than likely have some time to hang out. I would love to hang out. Thank you again, Ray, for coming up to me. It really made my day, and it was a lot of fun, and I hope to hang out with you once again in the future. I guess wrapping it up, what you can expect from this channel in the future is I'm going to just keep doing my own thing. That's what I've been doing from the start. It's never been really following a trend or trying to do anything specifically based on what's going to do well. It's always just been me talking about the things that are exciting to me and that I'm interested in. And I think that is the way to go. I think that's the way that's going to result in being the most authentic, obviously. I think that's going to result in being the most fulfilling as well. Because if you feel like you're just making stuff because you need to, because that's what's going to do well, then I think that's just a short-term play. I don't think that's going to make you feel good in the long term, and I don't think you're likely to stick to it or feel as good about doing it. So for me, it's always just been about doing something that's fun and sustainable, and I'm just going to continue to do that. I do want to hear from you guys though, like in the comments. I love hearing from you guys, hearing your experiences, but then also hearing what you guys liked or maybe didn't like about videos and what you would like to see in the future. It's not going to completely shape my direction by any means, but it's interesting to hear what people actually are enjoying, what people like, and maybe what they don't like. So please let me know in the comments if there's anything that you would like to see in the future, specifically any new formats. Like I've considered doing a live Q&A at one point, or maybe not a live Q&A, but some sort of thing like that. I've also talked about setting up a Patreon or a YouTube memberships thing. That's something that I'm still working on putting into action as well. I also would like to see if I did something like that, what would you guys like to have as a member benefit if you were to sign up for something like that. When I originally kind of pitched the idea and was thinking about it, to me, it was basically sharing the content that I'm already sharing on here, but eliminating all advertisements. So putting it up in a fashion that there's no placed ads by YouTube, as well as if I had an integrated ad, removing that as well. So that would be one of the things that you would get. But also, I want to be able to add maybe a little bit more value for the proposition if you were to sign up for something like that. So I'd be interested to hear what you guys would like to see if you were interested in supporting the channel in that way. Immediate future, I have a couple of videos coming up that I'm pretty excited about in the low tech lifestyle, a couple of distraction free devices, which I want to share with you guys. I'm not going to give too many more hints about that. I'm going to keep it pretty vague. A few kind of retro tech tools that I want to show you guys that I've been using for the last couple of months and getting a lot of value from. I've also been testing some other devices, which I'm not going to go too much into detail, but expect some more low tech, retro tech, simple tech devices coming up in the next few weeks of videos, I would say. I think that's probably accurate. Maybe the next month and a bit, those videos will start to filter out. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So I think that's about all I want to talk about today, guys. Just a little June channel update. Once again, thank you so much for subscribing and being part of the channel, coming along for the ride. 20,000 subscribers is insane. Like, it makes me so happy, and yeah, it's just awesome. So I'm really grateful to you all for being here. And I once again would love to hear from you in the comment section. I hope you'll come along and join in on the chat on Discord as well. I'll try to be in there as much as possible, but I really want it to be a thing too that connects you guys with one another, because it's not all just about me. I want everybody to be able to share their experience because it's all valuable. And that's hopefully what the Discord is going to become all about. So once again, link is in the description to that. Thank you to Silver for setting that up. And I hope I will see you over in that conversation as well. Thanks very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next video.